Good evening, everyone. We will call to order now the Mount Vernon City School District School Board Trustee Business Meeting. Today is December the 16th, 2025. We would like to let you know that our trustee, Wanda White, will be joining us virtually. And everyone please stand for the pledge? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States. Thank you. Roll call, please.
Trustee Brown. Present. Trustee Kelly. Trustee McDonough.
Present.
Trustee Middleton.
Present.
Trustee Peterson. Trustee Scott.
Present.
Trustee White.
Present.
VP Mitchell.
Present.
President Maribel.
Present.
We have a quorum.
We have a quorum. I would like to entertain a motion right now in order to go into executive session to handle some business if, after the clerk reads the notice.
Can I have a motion, please, to enter into executive session for the purpose of discussing pending litigation, the financial history of a particular person or corporation, or matters leading to the appointment, employment, demotion, discipline, suspension, dismissal, or removal of a particular person or corporation, and to receive legal advice on pending matter. Motion, please?
Motion. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Abstain? Motion carries.
We are now in executive session. We will return at approximately 6:30, but at 6:30 we will give you an update if we're not ready to re-enter the room. Thank you. We are about to reconvene to public session. I'd like to entertain a motion to come out of executive session, please. It's been moved and properly seconded that we come out of executive session. Are there any questions? We'll call for the vote.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Abstain? Motion carries. We are back in public session.
Okay, I'd like to also acknowledge that we have Trustee Kelly, Trustee Peterson, and ex officio Trustee Odoro have joined us, and they will be included in the attendance and in the roll call. Thank you. At this time, I'd like to call for Dr. Strickland's report.
Great evening, President Maribel, Vice President Mitchell, fellow board trustees, students, families, staff, and the greater Mount Vernon community. This is the superintendent's report for the month of December. Next slide. This afternoon, we recognize the hardworking and dedication of our support staff throughout the district. Each school chose a school safety officer, lunch monitor, custodian, cafeteria staff, and school counselor to be recognized with this honor. Congratulations to you all. Your unwavering commitment to our scholars and district does not go unnoticed. Schools throughout the district are celebrating the holidays in big ways. From winter wonderlands to holiday concerts, students and staff are excited for the holiday season. I had the pleasure of attending Nelson Mandela's Winter Wonderland event last Monday evening, where over 100 students and their parents attended. It is always such a joy to see families together spending quality time during the holiday season. Tomorrow at 5:45, Graham School will be hosting their winter showcase. I encourage Graham's families to attend and see the magical creativity of our scholars. I also wanted to take the time to give a shout out to Mrs. Oliver's class in Nelson Mandela grade 2. Today I had the privilege of being with those little wonderful babies in second grade, and we made gingerbread houses, and I had to tell them to stop eating the candies off of the roof. But it was a great time, and it's just that's what I love about this position. Next slide. Hundreds of high school students have earned honor roll, high honor roll, and principals list for the first quarter of the 2025-26 school year. Congratulations to you all. This accomplishment is one you should be very proud of. I am sure you will keep this high achieving academic momentum as the school year progresses. Next slide. As a reminder, report cards can now be accessed through Infinite Campus, as well as progress reports, student schedules, attendance records, and much more. Infinite Campus can be accessed through the district website under quick links on the top right of the home page. And just another for your information, I am discussing with my staff the possibility of mailing out actual physical reports, because I do think that's still important for parents to be able to see where their students are in terms of the 5-week progress period, as well as the report cards. Next slide. All 8th grade students took the Mount Vernon STEAM Academy pre-ACT entrance exam last Wednesday. We will be opening this opportunity up to 9th graders who will take the exam in January if they sign up. More details on that will come. For resources and information, please visit the district website. And just to clarify again, if seats are available, then we are possibly offering it to students that may want to transfer into STEAM for their 10th grade year. We will not do anything after the 10th grade year. Next slide. As the Mount Vernon City School District begins planning the 2026-2027 annual budget, the district invites you to share your input. Please take the opportunity to share what is most important to you as it relates to our schools. This survey will be open until Friday, December 19th, 2025 at 11:59 p.m. The district's budget is built on prioritizing academic achievement, student services, and fiscal responsibility. So we ask that you focus your input on the educational and operational aspects of the district. You can visit our website or scan the QR code on the screen to access the survey. And I want to thank those 900, almost 900 plus individuals, students, staff, community members that have already taken the opportunity to take the survey and provide their input. Next slide. The State Education Department visited the Mount Vernon Board of Education office Thursday morning, last Thursday. Here, I presented the district's strengths as well as challenges, empathizing needs for the district to move forward and succeed. The purpose of this visit was to identify potential support from the State Education Department and its partners to further implement plan recommendations. Thank you to all of those who attended and shared your input. Next slide. As a reminder, schools will be closed from December 22nd through January 2nd. They will reopen on Monday, January 5th, 2026. In regards to resources for over the break, Mount Vernon maintains an on-site food pantry with Feeding Westchester for anyone facing food insecurity. If you have an emergency food need, please contact one of the WCHC Mount Vernon patient advocates to be screened to receive an emergency supply. Next slide. And finally, thank you. If you have any questions or concerns about anything with the presentation, I welcome your questions, and that concludes my report for December.
Thank you, Dr. Strickland.
You're welcome.
We will now have a follow-up on questions from the Treasurer's Report for September and October by Amy Skiff.
Hi, everybody. Yes. Okay. I didn't realize there were questions. I will share my screen and share the treasurer's report, and then you can ask me any questions that you may have. Let me
Well, if you could
share this.
just present it.
Oh, I'm not able to share. It's not letting me.
Okay,
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Okay, so you're seeing the September report, which you've reviewed. So are there particular questions on the September report?
Does anyone have any questions on the September report?
I can go through the mechanics of it again as we did before. You know, showing you the basics, the beginning, the top part is going to show you the receipts that were received during the month by different funds and different accounts. And the cash disbursements are listed below that to show you how you're paying out your payroll, your bill schedules, any transfers between the funds, and then the reconciliation with the bank statement itself. Um,
Is there a desire for trustees for her to go over the report again, or are you comfortable? Are there any questions on the September report? Okay, okay, Trustee Mitchell, Vice President Mitchell.
Just so I'm 100%. This would say that we're fully reconciled to the bank as of the September report, correct?
right, September, October, and November is actually done now, but you've not seen it yet. So yes, we're fully reconciled up through November, and you'll see at the bottom of each report. So this is September, and here is the October report, which I believe you received also, which is fully reconciled.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
You're welcome.
Any other questions? We can move to the October report. Are there any questions on the October report? Okay. Hearing none, can we ask when the November report will be presented?
The November report will be presented in January at the, do you think the work session or the work session? Work session.
Excuse me. Any other questions? Pardon me. Hearing none, then we will move on to comments from our state monitor, Dr. Kimberly Young Wilkins. Thank you so much, Amy, for coming in and sharing with us and asking us if we had any questions. We appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Good evening. I'm going to just kind of reiterate what I reported out last week, was a little bit of last 2 weeks ago at the work session. As of December 3rd, I think the commissioner approved our the plan, and the letter went out to president and
Yes.
to superintendent. So the plan has been approved by the commissioner of the state of New York.
And all the trustees received a copy.
Okay, perfect. So just as a reminder, we had some things that had to come up immediately inside of the plan. One of them is, again, on page 19, which is talent and evidence of full adherence to all components of the APPR, MPPR, and PEP to be initiated in a format approved by the monitor, shall be included in each district quarterly and each annual report. And Ms. Graves has that already worked out. They're getting reminders. There's a plan in adherence to all the components of those 3 plans at this point. So that is moving forward. The second one is instructional transformation, page 22. And effective immediately, the district shall establish an operational procedure for ensuring the timely completion of annual reviews, provide monthly IEP review reports to the monitor and superintendent in a mutually agreed upon format. The annual review cycle starts as of 12/19, which means that this coming Friday, but the real date starts when as soon as you get back in January. So between like January 3rd, whatever that Monday is, until April 30th is when all your annuals should be done. On the first Tuesday of each month, we will be meeting with the special ed folks, with myself and superintendent, to figure out where you are with the completion of the annuals. I also asked that they also come up with the contingency plan for those who have missed that time frame of the basically December 19th through April 30th for their annuals. This is important that we hit these benchmarks. That's the minimally we can do, is make sure the annuals are happening at a good time. So that is already moving forward. Financially, and you already didn't do it, so I'm just going to say it. effective immediately, there should be a treasury report presented monthly to the board. You've already missed that one. This is the last time it's happened. You need to have a treasury report every time, either the business meeting, it should really be the business meeting, not the work session. By the business meeting, this board should have a treasury report, period. I'm not going to elaborate any further on that.
So may I ask, since we did not get the November report, is it okay for us, for them to present the work?
Absolutely.
The November at the work session and then December at the
Yes.
business session?
Yes.
Thank you.
But this is the last time. It needs to get done. Turnaround leadership. This is around the board and the Robert's Rules of Order. This is on page 15. We're looking at artifacts demonstrating the following shall be made accessible for review of the monitor annual training at the first board meeting for Robert's Rules of Order. In-house counsel is serving as your parliamentarian, and documentations of violation of Robert Rules of Trustees will be noted and move forward. So at this point, going back into Robert's Rules, I ask that we make sure in the meeting, because Robert Rules only is about the meetings, the conduct of the meetings. You need to be recognized by the chair when speaking. And once you're recognized by the chair, you have your conversation, you say what you're going to say, and you're recognized by the chair and you finish. Let the next person have the conversation, be recognized by the chair without interruption. That's happened twice. The third time, I'm done with it. So we are going to act accordingly when it comes to Robert's Rules. Also, there will be a PD in regards to Robert's Rules in January. We also have some issues around board privilege that will be coming in by NISBA as well in January. There's more to come on that, but for Robert's Rules, I'm just asking nicely at this point. It's happened twice where we are not in adherence of Robert's Rules when we're talking to each other and recognizing when you have a comment going back, you really are supposed to look at the chairperson, not the person that you're trying to have the issue with. But in order to do that, be recognized by the chair, say your piece, and let the next person either address it or answer it without interruption. Is there anything I need to explain? It's pretty black and white. That's my comments.
Okay, thank you. Any questions? Vice President Mitchell?
Thank you, Dr. Wilkins, for that. I think that the change. There's been a long time that a lot of behavior has gone on this board for a very long time, consistently, unchecked, with no one to explain the importance of Robert's Rules or for any of us to be enforced to follow it. And I think that even the general public who has watched us on this day, as me, one of them, has not. We've all had time frames when we've not followed these rules because, number one, no one truly took the time to make sure that we understood them, number one, and number two, there was definitely no one enforcing it. So for the public that's watching, this is a new day, and this is what we're supposed to be doing, and this is how we're supposed to carry on, myself included. So I thank you for bringing the clarity to us, Dr. Wilkins, and thank you very much for that.
Okay, thank you. Any other questions? Okay. We're going to move on to committee reports. 6.1, Budget Committee Report from Trustee McDonough.
Thank you, Madam Chair. The Budget Committee met on November 26th. It was our first meeting. Dr. Strickland, Dr. Joseph, and I were in attendance. We discussed the 2026-2027 budget calendar. The revised budget calendar is on the agenda tonight. I think it's item 11.3. We reviewed the committee charter. It's on the website, so I'm not going to go over that here. We discussed the need to ensure alignment of budget priorities with the district's academic improvement and financial plans as described by Dr. Young-Wilkins' report. We touched upon the approach to budgeting known as zero-based budgeting, ZBB. This is a method of budgeting that starts essentially from scratch instead of building off of a prior year's budget. In zero-based budgeting, every dollar of revenue is assigned to a specific job, like spending, saving, debt, so that total revenues minus total expenses, savings, and debt equals zero. And it's a way to ensure that no money is unaccounted for. So I think the intention is to move into a zero-based budgeting approach here in Mount Vernon, which I believe is a very good thing. We discussed the need for enhanced transparency and communication with the public. We talked about the need to develop a multi-year financial projection and capital plan that identifies potential risks to the district's financial stability and strategies to mitigate those risks. We discussed the need to develop a plan to strengthen the district's fiscal reserves. We discussed a meeting schedule that allows us to meet at least quarterly, but we're actually be meeting monthly. I think it's the last Wednesday every month at noon that we'll be meeting. And then we reviewed the superintendent's budget priorities for the 2026-2027 academic year. Just briefly, there were 5 targets: expansion of the International Baccalaureate program, settling contracts with the Mount Vernon Administrators Group and the Civil Service Employees Association sooner if we can, begin a true bilingual program at Hamilton, upgrade the technology infrastructure and classroom technology devices, and expand mental health and student support services pertaining to a community schools model. That's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you. Any questions on Trustee McDonough's report? Okay. And Dr. Strickland would like to make a comment.
Yes, just to clarify, these are next year's budget priorities. This year's one of the largest priorities, obviously, would be settling the MVFT Teachers TF. FT? Okay, like Federation of Teachers, got you. Settling their contract. So, contingent on that, we would then be moving forward with the rest of the bargaining units for next year's budget cycle.
Thank you. Any other comments, questions? Okay. Moving forward, the Health and Safety Facilities Committee report from Trustee Brown.
Good evening, everyone. I would like to report out on our Facilities Health and Safety Committee. We had our first meeting November 12th. We conduct our meetings the second Wednesday of each month. And so at our meeting, present was Superintendent Strickland, Matt Demore, Mike Ragusa, Andrea Galing, Patrick Flores, Talia Langley, Jessica Graves, Donna Jackson, and myself. And this was our first meeting, so we kind of set how we would want to get through this year on the committee. With the closing of schools last year, the school buildings didn't have an official building walkthrough, so we wanted to set that as our standard. So I'm happy to report we have been through 8 buildings. And I tried to go a little aggressive, but with school closings and people getting sick, myself too, we did get through 8, and we do have 6 more scheduled right after the break. So while we did these walkthroughs, we discussed that each school building is compliant and have uploaded their school emergency response plan. So we are compliant with that. We also, part of our committee, we were instructed when we had our board retreat that the district had a lot of committees, and so we were to encompass the Wellness Committee as a subgroup to the Health and Safety Facilities Committee. And so the Wellness Committee is an ad hoc committee in the district's wellness policy by law, so it ties directly to the school nutritional program. This committee will establish a separate meeting schedule, but during our meeting, we discussed that we would just include it in our meeting because we didn't need to have another meeting. We can discuss it. We can set time aside during those meetings to do that. So all of those committee members are now also on the Wellness Committee. Thank you very much. But we are also looking for others who would like to join. You can email Rita James, rjames@mtvernoncsd.org, if you would like to join that committee as well. So the Wellness Committee needs to open to a broader group to include nurses, parents, health professionals, teachers, and students. And so as of now, the wellness policy is up to date, but it expires July 5th, 2026. And as per New York State, this policy will need to be updated and or before August 15th, 2026. So again, those who would like to join, we would love for you to attend. We meet virtually, so you can just pop on when you can. Let's see, what else? I think that's it for now. Again, we did hold our second meeting, but I wanted to just start with letting you guys know of our first meeting. And at the next board meeting, I will give another report, and that's it.
And the date of your next meeting?
The date of the next meeting is January, bear with me, my apologies. Thank you, Randy. January 14th at noon.
Thank you. And the next meeting for budget? We'll make sure that these dates are on the website.
Thank you.
January-
January 28th at noon.
Okay, great. Thank you.
That concludes my report.
Thank you, Trustee Brown. Are there any questions for Trustee Brown's report? Yes, Trustee Middleton?
If I'm on the right page, right track in terms of facilities, I did get pictures, I got phone calls and concerns no snow removal this week, which seemed to be a big problem. Where you have pre-K at RTA, that had to go back and forth and nothing happened. I have pictures of other schools where nothing happened, so, I'm just putting it out there. And also, I do want to say in terms of facilities, I've got concerns Williams School where the breakfast, because elevators, that's been a complaint, not working, they bring the breakfast outside, come all the way around to the front of the building. By that time, I'm sure it's cold. Okay, so that's a problem. And when it comes to facilities and it comes to those types of things, this should already been fixed. My understanding is it went to the principal, and he said he's working on the parts. I don't know how he is, but, you know. So those are gigantic concerns.
Dr. Strickland, would you like to respond?
Sure. Yes, of course there are concerns, and I 100% do not. I will always, talk about the proactive plan of what we are doing to address them. First of all, the latter, that has been addressed in terms of the elevator at Williams. And in fact, Trustee Brown or Chairwoman Brown has also, they went to the school. Now, if it isn't, then we have to now make sure that the principal knows, and then that information gets to buildings and grounds so that we are able to actually make sure that it's put back online. So that's so that was the first thing. The second, in regards to the snow removal. So as you are likely aware, we had to pull the bid back from the last board meeting because of the fact that it included sidewalks, which we were actually stating was going to be on the district to actually get that done. That email went out on Friday saying that, we're anticipating snow and that we need to make sure that, the schools are going to have their sidewalks shoveled. And then we had a truck with an actual salter and a sander that would actually be out there to melt the snow that came. Unfortunately, after 2 schools or 3 schools, that sander broke. Okay, and again, we're doing this in-house, not saying that it's the best situation at the moment. So what we had to do is sort of backtrack and figure out who was actually going to get out there and actually get, the plows out for our parking lots. Believe me, I was up at 4 a.m. Texting with our facilities individuals saying, like, what's going on, what's the status updates, what do we need to do? But of course, by then, it's ice because of the fact that now it's compacted, it's now too cold, and the sand and salt are basically or virtually ineffective when that is the case. However, we were still making sure that that was happening multiple times during the day. Now, what I will say is I've gotten a lot of calls, and I've answered every single one of them. I want to continue to have us go back to the building principal first. The building principal then gets the information to the superintendent. So then I can actually figure out where the moving parts are, because now what's happening, there's like a free-for-all in the district. and everyone's emailing and sending messages to everyone. And sometimes people were sending me stuff where I'm trying to act on it, and they didn't even let their building principal know, which they could have done something in-house or like to rectify the issue beforehand. So nonetheless, meeting with the team, talking with the team, even talking with CSEA in my monthly meeting on Thursday on how we rectify these issues, because I'm not here for things repeating itself over and over again. Safety, of course, is utmost. You know, if kids are not safe, then they cannot learn effectively. So definitely taking those pictures, all the things that I've gotten, every email into consideration to ensure that we move forward in a positive direction.
Okay, hold on. Trustee Brown, and then I'll come back to you.
I just wanted to follow up, and then you can have it.
Hold on, because, all right, Trustee Brown.
If she has a question, then I can hold until she gets her question. You sure?
No, I'm saying you should.
Okay.
If we're working on Robert's rules, it's
Okay.
one person speaks
All
before.
right.
and then-
Anyway, Doc, I just wanted to kind of end it.
Okay,
and
hold
say,
on a second. Okay, that's not how, okay, I'm trying to adhere to the rules, to Robert's Rules of
Right.
Order. Okay, I'm trying to
Never
abide
mind.
by Robert's Rules of Order, where one person gets to speak, and then after every other person gets to speak, I will rotate back to the other person. Okay, so Trustee Brown, thank you.
Okay, so in regards to Williams, while I didn't report on Williams, Williams does have 2 elevators, and so one is considered an elevator and one is considered a lift. And unfortunately, the lift has a part that cannot be ordered right away. So it is on order for the lift. So if you have the information, there are 2 elevators at Williams and one is a lift. And so the elevator was fixed early on because I went to that school, and that was like in the beginning of the year. Yeah. So the lift may have.
Trustee
Yeah.
Brown, can you direct your comments to the chair, please?
I
Thank-
apologize. So there are 2 elevators. There are 2. One is a lift and one is an elevator. One was repaired. Now, if the lift is down as of last week, that is something new. But there was a part that was ordered from our last meeting, and so we were waiting for that one part. So.
Okay, thank you. Trustee, Vice President Mitchell?
So just for points of clarification, communication to the building lead, there's a breakdown. If I'm not mistaken, that's what I'm seeing, and this is not new. So the communication to the building lead, there's a breakdown. Trustees are being alerted of these situations, but not building leads. That's an issue. So if you don't, so basically what we're trying to communicate is that your building lead is your true first line of getting things done. So if the superintendent shouldn't find out from us, really, the superintendent should be finding out from building leads. So, and building leads, you should be hearing communication from your head custodians of all of this. So this is not, and again, this is not new. This is not new. I did drive past Graham this morning, and I did see, I believe it's the head custodian. He was using an ice scraper that's basically this big. I can't do it. And then Wu-Tang. It was like this. It was like, all right. And he was ice scraping the entire sidewalk with it. One guy. The whole sidewalk, it was like a whole block. So and I'm gonna and I was thinking, my first question was, well, we got this company that does the landscaping and all of that. So why are they not helping, or why are they not? Well, that's because the snow removal is not part of that bid. So I had to go back and look at it myself, right? Because I asked the question. So I was one of the first people who actually saw one of the buildings, my building that my son goes to. The entire parking lot was blocked off, iced over, so teachers couldn't get in to get to their handicap parking spaces. And we did talk about this immediately on Monday when I saw it. Point of clarification, Dr. Strickland, you said that there was communication sent out Friday, so that we should have been prepared for this on Monday. So there's, to me, it looks like there's several breakdowns in
Correct.
process between communication to building leadership, and then following through that what was discussed and implemented to be put in place Friday night to be ready for Monday also fell apart. The fact that the sander on the truck broke down, we have one truck and that's the only truck that does it. Another conversation. So just for points of clarity, we have to make sure that we're talking to the right people first. Building leads should know exactly what's going on before trustees ever find out anything. And trustees should not know before building leads and then the superintendent.
Okay. Thank you. Dr. Strickland, did you want to respond to that? And then I'll
Those are
recognize Trustee Middleton.
those are absolutely great points. I definitely, in any type of breakdown, I always go to the team and start analyzing where is the breakdown. One of the things I will say is that we have to do better with communicating with the custodians and the principal, so that everyone is understanding and knowing what it is that we exactly need for folks, what we need them to accomplish, and how do we need it to get done. That piece has not been consistent. And again, sometimes the trials and errors are needed to actually find out where the holes are so that we can get better. So, duly noted. I did take a suggestion that you provided. I can't talk much about it, but we are looking at how we can ensure that this organization possibly support us with the snow removal. As they have stepped in to give us sanders and salters and plowing, but also getting there before the school day starts. That's going to be optimal so that staff are most safe when they're walking.
Trustee Middleton, you had a follow-up? Okay. Thank you. I would just like to ask our ex officio trustee if he has any report to make before we move on to public comment.
Good evening. Honestly, my report actually was a speech. Was basically everything that you basically talked about with the snow. I actually did my research. Well, first, comments were brought up to me about why the parking lots and sidewalks were filled with snow because it could lead to injuries and we can have lawsuits because of that. But I did my research and apparently we used to have at least 6 trucks, so I heard, and we gave it back to the companies, and now we have like 1, so I've heard. But the other research I did kind of led to well, most of them with us with this large pile of snow in our parking lots and stuff. And honestly, there's not much to say. Even though I have a speech and I could read it, you guys went through each and every one of them, so I'll just leave it at that.
Okay. Thank you very much. So we'll move. Any other questions or comments? Okay. Hearing none, we'll move on to public comment. Ladies and gentlemen, we are about to convene into the public comment period of our meeting. Although state law does not require us to hold a public comment period, we have chosen to do so because we believe it is crucial for us to hear from our community members about their concerns and issues. Please note that the board is here to listen. The public comment period is not designed to be a discussion. Accordingly, please do not expect the board to respond to your concerns and questions tonight. However, if we are able to, we will. This is because we take your concerns and questions seriously and want to have sufficient time to process and research issues, if need be. If we are not able to respond tonight, we will respond to your questions and concerns at a future meeting or have the proper staff member get back to you at the appropriate time. I also want to remind you that under state and federal privacy laws, we are unable to entertain any comments or questions about school personnel. That includes emails to the board. Please know, however, that we take personnel concerns very seriously. On personnel matters, we ask you to go through the appropriate administrative channels. If you send us communications regarding a personnel matter, we will not respond because we are not able to under law. We are currently preparing a comprehensive organization chart which denotes who should be contacted for different issues, and we ask that you follow that organization and chain of command when asking about issues. Finally, we recognize that right now our nation and our community are polarized on a number of issues. That said, we want our school board meetings to serve as an example to our students that members of our school board and members of our community can deal with controversial issues in a civil manner and demonstrate mutual respect for one another. In that spirit, we will insist that all speakers and members of the audience, including the board, maintain civility and respect for any divergent views that others possess. We ask that speakers please address their comments to the board directly rather than the audience. Speakers may address any topic of concern other than personnel. In the unlikely event the meeting becomes unruly, the board will recess the meeting and return once order has been restored. Finally, I want to remind everyone that you may submit written comments to the board at boetrustees at mtvernoncsd.org or rjames@mtvernoncsd.org or dstrickland@mtvernoncsd.org in lieu of speaking during the public comment period if you choose. The board will now entertain public comments. Each individual speaker is allotted 3 minutes. 3 minutes, no additional time, 3 minutes. If you do not use your allotted time, it will be forfeited and is not eligible to be yielded to another speaker. The individual time limits will be enforced so that as many members of the public who wish to speak may be allowed to do so. We are now open for public comment.
Marvin Church.
Good evening, fellow board members and superintendent. My name is Marvin Church. I'm the Associate Executive Director for a group called Environmental Leaders of Color, and we're based here in Mount Vernon, New York. We have a executive director who is my immediate supervisor and boss. Her name is Dr. Diana Williams, and she's also a Mount Vernon resident. Environmental Leaders of Color was established in 2021, and we've been moving forward into in this current year. We have serviced 350 students throughout the city of Mount Vernon. Our facility, we serve students throughout Westchester County in underserved communities. We're in Portchester, New Rochelle, Mount Vernon, Yonkers, Ossining, Peekskill. And also we're expanding next year to White Plains, Greenburgh, Sleepy Hollow, and we're looking right now to work with the new STEM Academy up in Syracuse, New York, that we've been contacted, as well as Albany. We have 3 programs that we have here in Mount Vernon. We have the Technology and Environmental Program. We have the Summer Student Program, which is 6 weeks for students throughout the county. And we have the Ambassador Environmental Program. So within our program, we have various students that really participate heavily from Mount Vernon. We want to see more Mount Vernon students from 9th to 12th grade to participate in our program more. Based on that, we've had, with our program, in 2021, 2022, we had a program called Clean Energy. We had Bruce Jackson as our speaker. 2023, our topic was water and impossibilities. And Anton von Vincent, who's president of Mars Wrigley, the M&M folks, spoke with our students that year. 2024 was human waste, and we had Heather Corbett, former correspondent from ABC News Nightline. And in 2025, we had Dr. J. Marshall Shepard, who is the first black meteorologist with a PhD from Florida State University, and he spoke about weather and climate. So these are some of the programs that we have, and within our programs, we provide stipends for our students in our technology program, in our summer student program, and our ambassador program. Thank you. We just want more participation from the city of Mount Vernon through the high schools from 9th and 12th grade, and we had a wonderful graduation this past Saturday at Westchester Community College, which was an outstanding program teaching AI and various programs. Young people have learned a lot of programming from us, and we want to continue that. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Church. Dr. Strickland would like to make a comment. I believe he attended the ceremony on Saturday.
Yes, I did attend the ceremony on Saturday, and it was a great experience. I got to see some of our scholars from Mount Vernon High School, the STEAM Academy, actually get their awards. They actually presented these amazing AI coded, created stuff that they did themselves. One of my guys did a boxing AI program. Like you could compare two boxers, and it gives you like who would possibly win in a competition. And I was just amazed. One kid made, I mean, his whole thing looked like a video game, and it was amazing. We definitely will be highlighting those programs in our high schools so that more of our students are involved.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Cynthia Crenshaw.
Thank you. Good afternoon, whatever. The schools with the social activities, you are doing a great job. I see it on Facebook, what's going on with our schools, and it is fantastic. And I'll always comment favorably about that. But there is a have-nots. Are you aware that there are a group of population kids that cannot read? That they cannot read? You are aware of that? Okay, that we really need to do something about. And to the monitor, you said that the IEPs has to be done by a certain time? Did you say that? Okay, because I have a person that's in contact with me about the IEPs, and we can talk about that later. Her son has been moved from several different schools, and she has not gotten any help. If we cannot help a child, are we allowed to put them outplace them? Because this child has been going through a lot, okay? And she feels that she has went to the administrative here, she's talked to you guys, and she's not getting any help. So we're going to be looking into that more. And as far as your president, he has taken away King and Juneteenth and put his birthday in these federal state parks. Now, why can't we preserve our history? And you know where I'm going with that. Why, as people of color, we cannot preserve our own history? Like the Cecil H. Parker picture that's collecting dust. I talked to one of the trustees, and they was talking about moving the picture from school to school. If you do that, that's going to be harm done to that picture, and you know that. The library is celebrating 130 years this year. This book is a centennial for 100 years and has a lot of good stuff in it. The next time this book would be published will be 2092, and I don't think none of us would be here. I mean, some of you might, but I know I won't be here. And stuff like that, like this picture and anything we can gather should be in this book. I'm trying to find out who the historian is so we can find out exactly to get the history for Mount Vernon. The school closing, the whole 9 yards, we should capture all that information. As far as Edward Williams elevator, I got a call today that elevator is not working. You're talking about a lift? They had to take the food out today and bring it around and put it in the school. It is not fixed. They have talked to the principal and everybody else. They feel disrespected. They feel because of the school is in the location that it's in, that is why it's not being repaired. As far as the snow, that is an F. They did absolutely nothing. As far as the pre-K steps, I wish you could see the steps. One lady almost fell down the steps. And I'm talking about little kids and parents. And I know you're talking about talk to your lead person. People don't know who the lead person is. People voted on you trustees because you said that we could talk to you, that the people could talk to you. Now you're saying you have to go to the lead, you have to go through this, you have to go through that. But I can tell you one thing. If you do not listen to your constituents, you will not be here when you get elected again. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Crenshaw.
Quite welcome.
Mark Stuckey.
Good evening. My name is Mark Stuckey. I am the whistleblower. Tonight I stand here because we cannot purchase anything from Home Depot because we are on a lockdown, a freeze down. So what's taking place is I am making the new trophy cases for our jerseys. And what's happening is, I like props. You know, some people want to say, and that's kind of crazy. So, like that, right?
As long as you know you're using up your time unwrapping that paper, Mr. Stuckey. Thank you.
Oh, yeah, I know you extended because this is dealing with the district. This is our new cases that I'm putting together, okay? We have no funds to purchase anything from Home Depot because we're on lockdown. You like this case? If you like the case, you know, I'm going into my pocket, taking out funds to buy the paint to do this job. This is how I am. I love my home, just like teachers here. They love this district. And they'll do anything to help out our young people. I'm doing the same thing. We have a thing where every year about this time, we wind up getting the gym floor done. We can't even do that. It's on pause. Then if you go back in 2012, what winds up happening is when we had a superintendent who wind up sitting out telling there was no sports, the parents and the residents got really upset. We don't want this to happen again, start losing games because our floor gym is not done correctly or it's on pause. So let's find a way of getting this straightened out real quick over the winter break, getting it screened, getting it repolyed, because it doesn't. We are the leading team here in Mount Vernon. We hold the records on trophies. Now, the second part is how can the district honor someone who have stolen so much money from us, from the taxpayers? How can you allow that to take place? The head custodian over at Pennington School, and nobody's doing anything about this. And I have sent emails to the board, how I wind up going into the building because I have authorization to go into the building, and what happens? Why is Mr. Stuckey in my building? I could be in the building. If I wind up going to every single building, I could wind up spending months in there doing repairs. Next thing winds up being, can we send somebody, get a hold of the city, to wind up sending somebody over to home school first thing in the morning, to wind up salting, double salting that whole entire driveway over there. It's very icy, slick, and several people almost fell today. It doesn't take we do things for the city. Now we asking the city to send the trucks in, to salt.
You can wrap it up, Mr. Stuckey, please.
Sure.
Thank you.
Okay, so send someone over to salt it, send someone, look into the money that has been stolen from the district by the custodian over a 3-year plus period. Because I'm gonna keep coming back.
Thank you, Mr. Stuckey. Thank you.
You know, this is like 3-card Molly.
Thank you, Mr. Stuckey.
This is. Faces change, but the game is still the same.
Thank you, Mr. Stuckey. Dr. Strickland, you would like to respond?
Just an FYI, because of financial matters, we did actually implement a freeze on the funds to ensure that we are making payroll for our employees, so that is accurate. I will say that I did ask for how much the case would cost, because I do want to honor the work that he is doing. I want to be very clear on that. In addition, there is not going to be a pause on the gym floor. That's actually scheduled for when? The 23rd of December, and I will be following that closely as I am now doing with making sure that these projects are going to take place. And finally, this is another situation. This is the first time I heard about homes. However, the city was going to be taking care of homes, including their plowing, their salting, all of that. That was not going to be our main responsibility because we have schools in the district that we needed to take care of ourselves. So just wanted to make sure that everyone is clear on those points that were made, but I've received them.
I have a question.
Regarding
Regarding public
Comment?
comment, when was the additional minute removed? It used to be 3 minutes with an additional 1 minute.
it's always been 3 minutes.
No,
Okay,
it's
we can
always-
talk about that, but it's always been 3 minutes with a courtesy of 1 minute to wrap up. So it's always been 3
Yeah,
minutes.
so
It's
we're-
still 3 minutes.
No, it's been 4, it used to be 4 minutes.
No, it's 3
The
minutes.
3 minutes with the additional 1 minute to wrap up. As many times as I've spoken in public comment, trust me, I remember. So I noticed that the additional minute has been removed. I don't recall us speaking or voting on
It's
that.
3 minutes. It has always been 3 minutes with 1 minute for wrap up.
Yeah, that's what I'm
That's
saying. So
okay.
it's 4 minutes
So
altogether.
we still allow people to wrap up. We give them 3 minutes and we still allow them to wrap up. After the buzzer goes off, we still give them time to wrap up.
But where's the additional minute
We don't
on the
need a
screen?
clock for it. We don't need a clock for that.
I just don't remember us agreeing on that.
We don't need a clock.
That ends our public comment.
Thank you. We're going to move to approval of consent agenda, item 8. Approval of consent agenda items 8.2 to 10.1. Are there any questions?
Can I have a motion, please?
Motion.
Questions?
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Abstain? Motion carries.
We're moving on to 11.1. Items 11.1 to 11.6. Are there any items from 11.1 through 11.6 that you would like to discuss? Hearing none, I'd like to have a motion to accept items 11.1 to 11.6. Any questions? Call for the vote.
All in favor? Any opposed? Abstain? Motion carries.
Moving on to items 12.1 to 12.2. Are there any questions on 12.1 or 12.2? Hearing none, call for the motion.
Have a second?
Second.
Questions? Call for the vote.
All in favor? Any opposed? Abstain? Motion carries.
Moving on to items 13.1 to 13.16. Are there any items that you would like to discuss or pull? Hearing none, I'll call for a motion.
Can I have a motion, please?
Motion.
Questions? Call for the vote.
All in favor? Any
Aye.
Any opposed? Abstain? Motion carries.
Okay. Comment? Dr. Strickland?
No, I just wanted to take the time, the opportunity to acknowledge Ms. Riza Langane from Benjamin Turner Academy, who has earned her tenure as an assistant principal in the district.
Congratulations. Congratulations. Right now, okay. At this time, we will ask for if our board members that would like to make a comment. I'll start from Trustee Scott.
No comment at this time.
Trustee Middleton, any comments? Any comments? Trustee Brown?
Want to thank all of the schools and the staff for all you've done, and also for inviting us as trustees to your events. It definitely feels good to be wanted at the school buildings, and we are loving going to celebrate your scholars and you and what you do with the community. So thank you.
Trustee Peterson? Vice President Mitchell? Trustee Kelly? Trustee White?
I just want to wish everyone a Merry Christmas, a Happy New Year, Happy Kwanzaa, and also a Happy Hanukkah. And I wish everyone a wonderful time off and stay safe, especially in this world right now, and always watch your back. Thank you.
Your front too. Trustee McDonough?
I want to second what Trustee White said. Thanks.
Ex officio Trustee Oduro?
I have nothing to say. I got no comments right now.
Okay, so I would also like to echo Trustee White's well wishes. Also thank the board for ending this year. This is our last meeting for 2025, and we will see you in the new year. And at this point, I'd like to ask for a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Questions?
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Abstain? Okay, motion carries.
Meeting is adjourned. Thank you.